Well, congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
It was an amazing performance, as always.
I
And
appreciate
of course, the movie was amazing. So I want you to tell me what was the biggest challenge for you to adapt to a character to your character.
That's a good question. The biggest challenge in playing Juvenal Urbino, I think, was to capture the inbred sense of privilege that he has, a kind of aristocracy. You know, I'm a very contemporary guy. I sort of hang out like this, you know. And here's a gentleman who lived in a different era, someone who was born to money, born to a good family, all of these things that I don't really understand. You know, there's a real sense of classism that exists in the life of the story. And so all of this I had to study and learn. And so you start from one of the most basic approaches, which is from a physical place. The center is different, you know, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, it's all very different. So that's pretty much how I approached it initially.
Do you identify at all with any part of the character?
A little bit. You know, he's a very different person than I am, but certainly he's a man who loves his wife, who loves his family, loves his children, loves his vocation, his job. I think he has a real love for humanity, too. He's a doctor. He's someone who uses his brains and his intellect to do good for his fellow man. I mean, I strive to do that. I don't know if I succeed as well as he does, but you know, I think that's about it. His approach to love, though, is very different than mine. He's a very practical person and not terribly romantic. He's lustful, but he's not really romantic.
And you're romantic.
I think so. I'm more like Florentino Ariza. Well, I'll write my wife poetry.
Really?
Or, yeah, I'm a little bit more of a sucker that way.
Wow. Well, that's good.
You know.
We like that, girls. But tell me a little bit about an anecdote, something that was special on shooting the movie.
Yeah, I wish I had one little anecdote, but the fact of the matter is the entire experience was special. I've worked on a lot of movies with large casts, and you know, the workday is fine. People enjoy each other. You know, it's good working with good actors, but everyone typically goes their separate ways at the end of the day. But on this particular job, maybe because all of us were of Latin origin, of course you had a couple of Spaniards, an Italian, a Brazilian, Colombians, Peruanos, Mexicanos,
everywhere.
Puerto Ricanos. I mean, all of us were Latin. And in this remarkable, magical city of Cartagena, after the work was over, we would all invariably form up in different groups and have dinner together and spend time outside. So it was a great experience.
Good. How challenging was to adapt to a character? Well, Gabriel Garcia Marquez is one of the best writers of our era.
Right.
How challenging was, I mean, to you, did you read the book? How did
well, you know,
the
challenge wasn't really upon me. The challenge was upon the screenwriter and the filmmakers. The challenge for me is to play a person as honest and as real as you can and still capture the style or the sense of what the world is that Gabriel Garcia Marquez creates, which is a world that lives in a place of magical realism, which is a world that is just this side of real, you know, where absurdity and outrageousness is more of the order of the day than what we typically know. Unless you live in Miami.
Right.
But, you know, and I think that really was sort of the intent of the director, was to have everyone be as honest and as real as possible, even though the circumstances oftentimes seem outrageous. Otherwise, it's just style over substance, you know.
Right. What's our next project?
I'm about to start a new television series called The Cleaner on the A&E channel. It's a cable channel. And I'm going to produce a film and star in a film that my brother wrote and is going to direct in early 2008 about a Mexican-American father and his young son, 18-year-old son. I play a single father who drives a bus in the city in which I grew up in San Francisco. And it's a small story, but it's a, you know, it's a little window into Latin life against the backdrop of, you know, one of the most cosmopolitan cities in the world, San Francisco.
Yeah, well, congratulations. And like I said to John, I really predict a lot of nominations, at least for the Academy Awards. I think it was awesome.
Wow.
Congrats on your good job.
That's nice.
Thank you for the interview.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.